Torah or Parashat Vayishlach, page 48, first column, like 10 lines in the bottom of the first column. Okay, now the Rebbe so far is explaining that Yaakov Avinu thought that just like he is ready in the world of Tikkun, so Esav's already elevated and he did his birurim already, and therefore what Yaakov Avinu wanted to do was to be mamshich the makif of Tehu into the pnimis of Tikkun. So what happened? So the Malachim came back and they said, no, Banu Alachich al Esav, he's still Esav, nothing happened. He's coming with the Daled Meir's Ish, which he said, he quotes in the Zohar, 400 Batidinim of evil. And Yaakov, that's why Avraham Avinu paid Arba Meir Shekel Kesef Eivel LaSeichel, which is the level of Makif Tzeichel, Schor Schor. And okay, that's where we're middle of now. So again, 48, first column, like 10 lines to the end of the first column. This that Avraham Avinu gave the money to Ephraim. He lowered the birurim. But he wanted to elevate the Marsa Machpelah from Ephraim to Kedusha. He lowered the Arba Meir Shekel Kesef, meaning, as the Alter Rebbe just explained, he took the level of Makifim, Eiva La Seichet, Seichet is Schor, round, to why he lowered it, the Makifim level, to come into Pnimis, to elevate Marasa Machpelah. But the problem was, the problem was that these coins, so to speak, this level of makif that Avraham Avinu brought down, they became Daled Meis Ish Le'esav. And that's the Ian of Sak, like it says, Albish Shamayim Kaderis, the Sak Asim Susam, and like Chazal say, Torah Chageres Sak. Sak is Sak, which is a very low level. It's not a garment, it's not. So what happens? It went down, it became the level of Sak. By the way, Sak is Shin Kuf, which is 400. So that lowered the level of, it became Sak, and like you said, the level I knew, she Yisava Bechinas Levur Sak, that Chitzainim are able to be yoinik from him, nourished from it. In other words, like this, the whole cheshbon of Daled Meir's Kesef, Avraham Avinu again wanted to bring down the Daled Meir Shekel Kesef of Makifim level and the Pnimis to elevate the Pnimis. That's not what happened. What happened, it became the Daled Meir Sish, the 400 men of Esav, which is the level of, like he says, Sak, which is Shinkuf, which is 400.
These coins are very important for Abraham Yaakov.
Yeah.
When Yaakov went across the river for a couple of coins.
So the simple explanation of that, the Gemara, the Medrash asks the question. So it says, their money is more precious to them than their bodies. It says, why? Because if Hashem gave somebody money or objects or whatever it is, their purpose is to elevate it. And by tzaddikim, there is no such thing as little or big. Avedas Hashem is Avedas Hashem. There's no big way of serving Hashem, little way of serving, it's all the same thing. Like it says, don't weigh mitzvahs. Mitzvah kala should be k'chamura. So now, because Yaakov didn't left pachim k'tanim, small jugs, if he would have left them there, they wouldn't have been elevated. That means he didn't accomplish something that Hashem gave him the job to do. So because he realized that, and he went back, he ended up fighting with the Malach of Esav, and therefore his name became Yisrael instead of Yaakov.
So you leave $1 million on this side to go get a couple of dollars?
He didn't leave it, he was protected. His family was there. Loss of love, then when loss of love, everything will be done. And that's how the pasuk says in Chaya. Death will be swallowed in forever. Then Yach and Ephraim and Adal Meir Shekel Kesef L'Shoshim El Kedusha B'Shleimus is going to be elevated back to Kedusha. In other words, the Arba Meir Shekel Kesef Avram gave to Ephraim was lowered deep into Klippa. To the extent it was Dalet Meir Shekel, them Dalet Meir Sanoshim that wanted to fight Yaakov. Lots of love is going to be elevated. And now Yaakov Avinu knew that you can't elevate Esav yet. Now that he's coming with Arba Meis Ish, 400 levels of Klippa, which is the 400 shekel kesed that Avram gave to Ephron, that lowered itself into Klippa. She Bila Esav Misharsha Samak with the tail. Ashel Mevakesh, he wanted to get from Esav the Makifim level. The pearl, now he sees it's not Shaykh. Esav is down here all the way down. How can he get Makifim level? He thought he was back elevated to the source. So then he would be able to get the Makif level. So he said, so therefore what Yaakov had to do, they say, B'mokum sheinish is hurting a fish. He said, I can't get it from me, I got to do it myself. Therefore, if you remember from the Maimonides we learned last time, that Yaakov Avinu brought Mincha le'Esav. The pasuk says Mincha is a korban. What did he bring him? All trefa animals. Gemalim, animals that you're not allowed to bring as a korban. Because again, Shosh Kibbutz Tameis comes from the world of Teill. Some were kosher, but he brought also animals that were treif. Okay? Why? Because that he wanted to bring down himself in the world of Teill. Now that Yaakov Avinu realized, I got to do it. In other words, Yaakov Avinu, understand what's going on over here. Yaakov Avinu is coming home from Lavan. He elevated in Lavan Garti, he elevated the whole Lavan place. He created 11 Shvatim, Binyamin wasn't born yet. 11 Shvatim, and he got all the stuff. And now he says, okay, now I'm ready, let's get the Makiv of Esav. The guys come back and say, Esav ain't giving you nothing. He's all the way down there, in the red. So now he says, okay, so I got to do it myself. Nobody's doing it for me. So what did he do? He had to elevate the level of man. And that's what he says. This is the gift, right, of the animals that Yaakov sent. That's halos man. That's the, again, man is mayim nukfim, which is another Kabbalah word for serusa de lasata. And then you have to bring mad, mayim tchurin, masculine waters, that's mamayla lamata. Kach shalach gemalim. Like he said, therefore he said gemalim. Av shem beimis tameis, because how could that be a mincha korban? The answer is, in that level of tail, Erd and Cheshach are the same thing. One second, Yelabe or Makiv, Cheshach Ka'era, they can explain in the Maimeh Vayikach Min Abba Biyadim Mincha. What?
And how does Shvarach doesn't want it to be elevated now?
Because we can't.
But Yaakov is trying.
He's trying. So did Yitzchok also tried to elevate Esav. That's why he wanted to give him a Ruvach.
So even how much Shvarach doesn't want it?
Got to try. We said, Al Rebbe says that in Tanya. Even though you have to be born a tzaddik, but you got to try. That's what we said by the Meraglim. The Rebbe explains, why did Moshe Rabbeinu send Meraglim if Hashem said no? Hashem said no because you can't, but let's try. Get an A for effort. It's interesting. By Hashem, effort plays an important role in Avodas Hashem.
Counts. Even if you don't accomplish.
Correct. Aveda is not to accomplish. Aveda is to do.
Just do it.
The soldier's role is to listen to the general, not to win the war. Aveda, and therefore lefum tzad agra. Lefum tzad agra means based. The Mishnah says in pick up. It's based on the effort. That's the reward. But we're talking about a guy, that really tries.
Nicht gefunden.
Uh,
Don't get anywhere.
no, you do, because Hashem gives it to you.
Nicht gefunden. Nicht gefunden.
Okay, then it says, "Vayirmeh Yaakov Elokei Avi Avraham." Then, besides him, like Rashi says, he prepared for three things. He davened, he sent gifts, and he was ready to fight. Rashi said the three things he was ready to do. Peter, then it says, "Vayirmeh Yaakov Elokei Avi Avraham." Hatzileni, save me from this guy. Peter, she's Palon, she Yom Shoch Elav Makadish Maki from the Kedusha of the Oves. What did he daven? Yaakov davened. Again, he's trying to do makif himself. He says, so if, let's get the makifim from the obvious level. This should be revealed down here. And as again, like Yitzchak wanted to elevate Esav and Yaakov wanted to elevate Esav. So he tried everything possible to try to elevate Esav. So he couldn't, he sent him a gift. Right? Esav wasn't ready, he sent him a gift. From Gemalim Teo. Over there, kosher trade was all the same level. And also, what else did he do? He davened. What did he say? Hashem, give me the koich of the others. Avram Yitzchak Makifim. By day.
What was, I still don't understand why did Yaakov send Esav straight for animals instead of...
Because it was from the higher level of Makifim.
Right.
And over there, good and bad are equal. So he wanted to tap into a level of Makifim where Makif level, good and bad are equal.
And how would that serve?
And then he would be able to bring down that level of infinite down here.
To elevate Esav.
Right. To elevate himself also. Therefore, save me from Esav down here. And then it says, Vayachat says, Shnei Machnes. Right? He divided the camp into two places. And the Pasuk says, Vaya im Ba'esav al-Machal achas v'iko, Vaya machal anisha lefleta. Simply in Pshat, he said, in case he kills one camp, the other camp will be saved. Okay, but he says now, Chassidus, why he did it. Okay, now he's going to give Agdoma to understand why he made it into two camps, not 3, 4, whatever. The primary difference between Teo and Tekun, in the world of Teo, okay, he's going to say this. In Tekun, if you look at the Kabbalah pictures, right, left, center. Chesed, Gvor, Teferes. Netzach, Yisei. Right, Malchus. It's right, left, center. In the world of Teo, there's no thing like that. It's one on top of the next. Chesed, Gvor, Teferes, Netzach, Yisei. It says, that Elam HaTikun is fierce Mefurodim Zeh Tachas Zeh. Avo B'Elam HaTikun, Heim Betzir Kavan, Gimel Kavan, Yemin Smol V'Emse. Shakavu, I'm sorry, the middle line. Mechaber Meyachid Gamkin Beis HaKavan, Yemin Usmel. What does Teferes do? Teferes, because it's in the middle, connects right and left, Chesed and Gvura. Shnei Chsuvim HaMachishim Zeh Zeh. Chesed and Gvura contradict one another until Teferes comes Shlishi and makes the peace between them. So what does Teferes do that Teo doesn't have? Because Teo is one on top of the next. He says, yes, Miskalni, could you do a Teferes and Memutza? The Teferes is the intermediary between Chesed and Gvura, Umechabrim Yachad, and they unite them together. Therefore, Yidden that are in the world of Tikkun, we say 3 times Kodesh, 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 Hashem Tzvokos. Oksiv, Gam Ken V'Yisam Lis Gula. What does Hashem say to, you should be for me as Gula Mikol Amim? Skula means, Rashi says he doesn't know what it means, but Skula is like something special. Yeah? Why is it called Skula? Because it's a Segel. It's 3. That's why the Yidden Advain Kohen Levi Yisrael and all everything's 3. Which is Perud Zeh tachas zeh, which is there's no yichud, there's no unity between chesed and gevura.
But chesed is on top.
Yeah, chesed, gevura, tiferes, netzach.
Very top is chesed.
Yeah, like here too, no? Hem rab begin gimel beis kavim. Chesed b'fnei atmen, gevura b'fnei atmen. U'k'mei shekol bir advarim b'makom achad. And they explained in a different place. So basically it's like this. The difference between Teo and Tikkun, Teo is one on top of the next, Tikkun is 3. Right, left, center. Like explained in another place, Inyan lefisha b'Teo ha'eres merubim v'akelim mu'atim. In Teo, like we said before, it says all over the place, the problem with Teo was too much light, too little keli, it cracked. Fill up a glass container to the top with ice, with water, put it into the freezer, leave it there for a day, and you'll have broken glass all over the place. Why? Because it expands. And therefore the keli can't handle it anymore. Right? That's what happens. Because of this shortness, the smallness of the keli compared to the or, okay, and he gives a mashal in Gashmis. Al derech mashal ba'adam, like a person, misha sichlei katan, a person that has an immature understanding, lo yachol beis havchem klal. He cannot handle two opposite things. Im yata sichlei l'schus, if a guy finds a merit, he won't be able to find in the seichel l'chayv. V'lo yizbo shum netir l'chayv b'libei, only rak teva chesed b'lvad. In other words, it's very interesting, it's unique. I mean, it's a very interesting concept that is very difficult to understand. Okay? A dumb bar mitzvah boy is obligated to mitzvahs. Yeah? A brilliant genius, 12-year-old, isn't. Okay? So, if you're going about Seichel, the 12-year-old is much, much smarter than the 13-year-old. Yet this guy you can count for a million, this kid you can't. So there's nothing to do with Seichel. It has to do with a level of das, which comes with age. It's a level of maturity that comes with age, that he's able to understand good and bad and what good is from bad. Until then, good is straight good, bad is straight bad. So because the keli is small, you can't tolerate anything that doesn't work in your brain. Das, which is chesed, chochmah, bina, das, same thing, right, left, center. Das, a bar das, is able to understand both sides and then decide which one is right. Otherwise, you just see it one way. That's narrow-minded. It's called in English, narrow-minded. You can only see one way. I remember we used to go, Bacham used to go speak, I told you, in all these places. So they used to tell us that we are narrow-minded. Because we don't know world, we just know Torah, just that world. So we told them, I guess I don't know what you're talking about. You're more narrow-minded than us. We know Torah world, and trust me, we know the world out there. You guys know the world out there, but you don't know Torah. So you guys are more narrow-minded than us. We have a wider perspective, a frum Jew. Don't tell me we're not in the world. What are we, in a ghetto somewhere? We know what's going on out there. So we told him that yeshiva boys would have a better understanding, less narrow-minded than you guys are.
But even within that, there is the Chabat that. Within that, there is levels of...
Of course, there's a big bardas, a little bardas. No bardas. Yeah. A person with narrow-minded. As soon as he'll turn to chayv, lo yizbo klal netil l'schus. V'nimsa ein ala b'kav echad tamid. Sometimes kava yamin, sometimes for schus, and sometimes kava smel l'chayv. He says a narrow-minded person, a katan, will either be, he can sometimes be good, sometimes merit and guilty, but not at the same time. One track mind. In this case, only guilty. That's all he sees. Only the body. That's what Avram Avinu was. Avram Avinu, but that level of chesed, unlimited chesed, creates a Yishmael. Unlimited gevura of Yitzchak creates an Yosef. Why? It's a very simple thing. If you're unbelievable chesed, like Avram Avinu was, like we said, Sefer Boyer said that from the days Avram Avinu was around, he took away my job. So then you're going to give chesed to somebody who doesn't even deserve it. If you're unlimited chesed and you don't see any gevura at all, so then you're going to give chesed to a person that's a murderer and a killer. You're just going to let him out because you're kind. If you have unlimited strictness, then you'll never find the schus in a person. And by the way, one of the qualifications of a dayan is, in a bezdin, v'shavto ha'eda v'yitzilo ha'eda. He has to be able to save him. That's the reason why in capital punishment cases, the witness cannot be the judge. If a guy from Bezdin saw the murder happen, he saw it, mamish with his own eyes, he is disqualified from sitting on that case. Not by monetary, by capital punishment. Why? So the Mepharshim explained very simple. You can't be unbiased if you saw it happen. Torah says the shavto v'itzilu. You have to be able to save the person. So when you hear it from Eidus, the guy murdered, but you didn't see it yourself. It's only hearing, so you can look at it a different way. Maybe they didn't see, maybe this, maybe that. You saw the murder, what are you going to say? Maybe it didn't happen.
And you have to have a certain knowledge or fundamental. Otherwise, you find merit in somebody that's not good.
That's unlimited chesed, no?
That's unlimited chesed.
That's why, that's the happened in Teo. Unlimited chesed, unlimited gvura. He said, Avo betikun, sheteferes machriya ben chesed and gvura. What chesed makes the decision between chesed and gvura. Hainu, shebegam b'shas din, even at the time of din, he can have the tiyah l'schus, v'chein le'epach. Why? Because tik and the eretz mu'atem v'kelim merubim. So therefore, the keli is wide enough to be able to look at it from both perspectives. If you have a narrow-minded means your mind is narrow. So then you only see things one way. A broad mind has room for opposites. That's Tiferes. Nimsa keli roch l'kabel gam beis hafachim. K'mei adam shadai to rechava, a person with a broad mind, Yochel Lizbe Beis Hafachim Yachad, he can tolerate two opposites. V'yishkin u'b'meiche v'libe. Shemitzad zeh yesh svar l'chus, afal pi shemitzad acher yesh svar l'chayv. Even though from this side you could be innocent, and this side you could be guilty. You can handle both things. So therefore, batik u'misyachtem chesed u'gevura yachtov, and that's the inyan of Gimel Kav. Okay, so the Alter Rebbe says like this. In order to understand why Yaakov Avinu divided the family into two camps, why not 3, 4, whatever. So he said we need to understand the difference between Teil and Tikkun. Teil is one on top of the next. There's no tolerance. There's no achdus. There's no unity. Eretz Merubim Kelim Mu'atim. The Kelim couldn't handle anything. Chesed is chesed. That's it. Gvur is good. That's it. Yeah. But in Tikkun, on the other hand, there's a level of Tiferes, a level of Das, which is the broadening of the mind. It's not narrow-minded. It's tolerant, because what does Tiferes do? It connects Chesed and Gvura. That means he tolerates chesed and gvura and tolerates them together. In that world of tolerating, you can have two opposites at the same time. Moved the Yaakov and Yosef, so Yaakov should have divided into three camps. If Yaakov is Tiferes, there should have been three camps. He said, what did Yaakov Avinu want to do though? Again, this whole conflict and confrontation between Yaakov and Esav is, Yaakov thought, okay, Esav will give it to him directly then he saw Esav was not ready for that. So he said, okay, I got to do it myself. So he sent him behemoths, some teil, gemalim, and and then he said like this. But now that he wanted to bring down Mak of the tail, which is the tail Shabali Gvul, therefore he had to elevate Man, he had to elevate Mamata Lamayla. And Man, it's known, there's the Serusa de Lasata, the awakening from below, meaning you're making a keli for the revelation from above. Right? What's Avodah? You want a revelation from above. So the Avodah has to be connected to what you want to bring down. If you want to make a keli for something, yeah? So you want to make a keli for sight, you don't give him a nose. You have to make a keli for what it is. So he says, because Tehu has only base kavim, there's no middle ground, no mediary between the two. So Yaakov's avodah of dividing it up into two machnes had to be two, because Tikkun is three, Tehu is two, Chesed and Gevurah, and no unity between the two. So therefore, if he wants to be Mamshech Tehu, his Keli has to be Tehu, not Tikkun. So therefore, he divided into two machnes, not three, because three is a level of Tikkun. Lies dogma elamateu shalashama yezet tachazeh v'loy b'tzir gimel v'idei ze yiskashe b'elamateu lahamshech or makiv. So Yaakov Avinu accomplished that he brought down the Ur Makiv by doing this thing. Umizah tam atzmi. Now we'll understand Mashahik Yaakov HaMincha is a Messiah. Yeah? Why he brought 200? She'inyan HaMincha, what is this Mincha gift? It's like a korban, right? It's Allah Miman Lahamshech HaMakiv. Al derech inyan HaKorban is similar to the concept of a korban. Lahamshech Ma'ad, because you bring the korban on the Mizbeach, it gets burnt, and then you become korban Hashem, you become close to Hashem. Ba'afot b'kein ha'isem min chasing. Shloi al derech eifen. Umishpat HaKorban shebetera. Therefore, he could not do it in the korban according to Torah. Shamaisa korban mebeim is teirem shchutim dafka. Yeah? Okay, we're going to leave it here. Because this is...
Ya